Alright folks, welcome to our Season 4 overview of Balance. Now Balance is in a really fun spot here. Not only did we get a significant benefit from our Tier 4 set, ultimately every time we're in Eclipse, the cost of Star Surge and Starfall is reduced by 20%. That's a massive gain just in terms of astral power management, and it's going to be, and it has been, a bunch of fun playing with it. What what this tier change also did is it made Primordial Arcanic Pulsar the absolute go-to legendary. So if you're looking to figure out which legendaries you want to go with, Primordial Arcanic Pulsar plus whatever covenant you're going with. Venthyr is the, on paper, tops covenant to roll with. For myself, I still like sticking with Night Fae. It's not that much of a fall off from Venthyr, but it's, I don't know, a little bit more chill. You don't have to set yourself up or manage your cooldowns kind of effectively, which is one of the things I really enjoy, specifically with Balance. Now, there has been a few changes that we've seen going with Season 4, and one of the things that stood out is Starfall. It's actually having its damage increase by 15%. So the developer said that Balance AoE is kind of fallen off, and it's really because Starfall's not really benefiting compared to Astral Power Generation and haste gear levels as much as some of the other classes that are out there. So expect to see a little bit of buff for our Balance friends here kicking off the season, which is just going to be awesome. Overall, for the most part, right, like, we haven't seen a massive change in terms of how the class plays. We haven't seen really. Starfall was having challenges with the cooldown and it not being stackable, so cool seeing it buffed. Still makes it a strong AoE spender for us, but it's not a great spot to spend AoE still. It's not as rewarding as when you're pumping with Star Surge, and that's ultimately allowing you to nuke down some single target opposition. Balance still brings some of the best group-wide utility in the game. We've got Ursol's Vortex, we've got Typhoon, Sue's Stampeding Roar. I love Force of Nature, bringing that along and complementing the tank. Innervate is obviously one that healers are really keen for, so this is a hard class to beat. It's really having low damage outside their cooldowns is probably the worst thing you can say about Balance, but I think they're going to be in a really good spot here as Season 4 comes together, especially with these buffs in place and Blizzard acknowledging there's some room to build up the class. So we'll just touch on talents here really briefly. Tier 1, you can go with Nature's Balance. This will get you the most astral power. Alternatively, your build here, you'll go with Force of Nature. That's just something you want to coordinate with your tank in advance. Tier 2, my recommendation is Wild Charge. Being able to bound backwards keeps me from getting burnt by the bads that I'm standing in. Tier 4, you can go with Resto Affinity, which is what I typically do, just to kind of help out my healers. Alternatively, you can go with Guardian Affinity if you know that your self-preservation needs to be a priority. Tier 4 can be any of the above. I like having a stun personally, although it means you have to get a little bit closer, right, in order to actually stun down the priority target. Alternatively, you can go with Mass Entanglement and root your opposition, or Heart of the Wild. And Heart of the Wild, I usually go with it for Druid, for Resto, for Feral, and my affinity is always Balance, because I like being able to jump out and burn some classes down. That's less relevant here. I don't expect to be doing that much off healing. Tier 5, now you can go with Soul of the Forest or Incarnation, Chosen of Elune. We're seeing some fun things with the different builds here, looking at the next expansion. Sticking on where we are today, that's our choice. if we're kind of on a fortified week, or we know we're in a dungeon with a ton of AoE, Soul of the Forest is the way to go. Alternatively, you can go with Incarnation if you know the packs are going to be a bit smaller. Tier 6, Stellar Drift is the absolute way to go, and definitely with the buff to Starfall, this is going to be encouraging. And then Tier 7, it really kind of comes down, if you are going with Venthyr, which is, like we said, probably tops from a DPS perspective, grab Fury of Elune. Alternatively, go with New Moon if you're Night Fae, and this will complement and convoke the Spirit's ability quite a bit. So folks, that's the big highs and lows. You want to go Venthyr, you want to go with Primordial Astral, Pulsar, I always forget that last word. Yeah, overall the class in a really fun, good spot right now. And that's where I'm kind of hoping it stays for a little while. We'll see what the future holds for balance over the next little bit. I'm interested to see what it looks like with talent trees coming back, but we'll touch on that when we get there. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Talk to y'all soon. Later.